Welcome to the Never Yield podcast. Today is Tuesday, December the 9th. And on today's pod, we will talk about Ryan Silverfield's staff and how it's starting to come together and our vibes on that. We'll talk about the Hoop Hogs as they took care of Fresno State Saturday in the Rock. And we will preview their upcoming game with Texas Tech on Saturday. And we will give our expert analysis on the college football playoff and all the drama and controversy surrounding that. Andrew, how was your weekend, brother?
It's good. We went up to Branson Country. Stayed at the cabin this weekend. It was my wife's birthday.
Redneck Vegas.
That's right. And yeah, just had a semi-relaxing weekend. We had the kids with us, but it was a good time. So happy birthday, babe. She couldn't listen to this podcast last, so she'll never hear that. But it was her birthday, and
it's the thought that counts.
we celebrated it. So
Little shameless plug on the cabin there for people who don't know.
that's right. If you ever need a place to stay, we have the Country Club cabin on Airbnb at Tall Timbers Camp. No worries. That's till we get some sponsors, we'll promote ourselves there.
That's right. That's right. Let's start with Ron Silverfield. He's starting to put together his staff a little bit, reports anyway.
Yeah.
This Matt Zenitz, I think is his name. He's with CBS Sports. He's been pretty much breaking all the hires. The U of A hasn't released anything, but I think it's pretty safe to say that Zenitz knows what he's talking about. We'll kind of go over kind of who he's got so far, and then we'll kind of break it down and what our thoughts are. The offensive coordinator, he's bringing Tim Cramsey with him from Memphis. I think they've had a top 25 offense every year he's been there in the country. I know since 2022, I saw that they're ninth overall in like the last 4 years combined. They have the ninth ranked offense. And that's kind of what I thought he would do. I thought he'd bring his OC. I wasn't sure about his DC, but that's playing out how he thought. Larry Smith, the wide receivers coach, don't know anything about him, just to be honest with you.
Apparently was a quarterback at where did I see he played quarterback?
Now that you say that, I saw that too. Now that you say
He was a
that, I
quarterback
saw that also.
in a previous life. I forget where.
Yeah. The one I'm most excited about, David Johnson out of Florida State, is going to be the running backs coach, it looks like. He's been there for a long time. Had numerous all ACC running backs, several NFL draft picks, and supposedly he's one of the best recruiters in the country, supposedly. So very excited about that.
Apparently was a big CJ Baxter guy that he ended up going to Texas, but apparently was committed to Florida State because of him at one point. Yep. Just saying he was the greatest.
And Baxter, he went on a visit to Arkansas also. Baxter
Okay.
did.
Okay. Well, just saying I'm no longer in the PlayStation college football game league, but did get him to transfer from Texas to Coastal Carolina Chanticleers, arguably the greatest player in the league for 2 years.
He was a dude. He was a dude when you were running shop with Coastal Carolina. Yeah.
So
I forgot about that.
So just saying, if he come to Arkansas, let's do some things.
Yeah. I think we need to go get a running back. I do, and I would be surprised if that's not very high on the priority list.
Yes.
Assuming Brendan Russell's out. The most recent one on the offensive side of the ball was the offensive line co-coaches.
Yeah, we got two of them.
I've never heard on the offensive line. I've seen it on we had secondary coaches, with Sam but I've never heard on the offensive line. But Marcus Johnson from Ohio State, who is the assistant offensive line. Hey, anybody we can pluck from Ohio State, I'm all in.
Sure.
I don't care if he was an analyst, a GA, an assistant offensive line coach. Anybody you can get out of that program, bring them on.
Yeah.
And and then Jeff Myers from Memphis he was the offensive line coach at Memphis. So that's kind of the offensive staff so far. So assuming Cramsey does quarterbacks, probably um, I've heard that Morgan Turner is going to probably be retained, the tight end coach.
Mhm.
A lot of people thought Eric Mateos would be the one to be retained, and I hate it
Mhm.
for Eric Mateos because I thought he did a great job
Yeah.
with the offensive line, and he was here under Bielema as a GA, and so he's got a lot
Mhm.
of Arkansas ties. I was hoping he would maybe retain him. I know he's a really good recruiter too, but new guys can bring in who he wants to bring in. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, Morgan Turner, he's obviously he was a tight end whisperer at Stanford for all the good tight ends they had at Stanford. And then I thought our tight ends had a great year this year.
Yeah.
You know, Rohan and, Platt, I thought they both had a really good year. So
Mhm.
that's probably going to be the stability piece. Usually they try to keep at least one guy from the previous staff for some sort of stability. And then, so all we would have to do is, well, I guess that'd be all of them. The
Yeah.
offensive side of the ball once we get the tight end coach figured out. So,
Yeah.
the defensive side of the ball is a different story. Obviously the most important piece. The reports are that Ron Roberts is going to be the defensive coordinator. He's been the defensive coordinator at Florida the last couple years and Auburn before that. He's been at Baylor. Um, I've heard really good things about him. I
Mhm.
always am just a little bit nervous when we kind of hire older guys in their
Mhm.
50s. I get worried about the recruiting
Mhm.
and, the not saying that older folks can't be successful coaches and coordinators. Obviously they can, but um, I'm just kind of intrigued by the young man's game now and young, energetic, you know,
Mhm.
coordinators. But, anyways, I've heard good things about Ron Roberts. I Googled some stuff, and, a bunch of the Florida fans' comments were pretty high on Ron Roberts. And supposedly he just goes way back to being a good coordinator for a long time in a lot of places. That also scares me that this is like
Mhm.
his 12th stop,
Yeah.
but could definitely be worse. Definitely be worse. And that's the only defensive hire that's been made so far. I would say overall, um, the fact that he sat in that press conference and told us we were going to be blown away
I
is
was
the
just about to
only
ask, how
is the
blown away
only
are you?
is the only reason that I'm not like, I mean, I think they're probably all, pretty good at nothing's, just kind of good, yeah,
Mhm.
all right, let's go. Good hires. But
Yeah.
blown away. If he hadn't have said that, I would probably be more optimistic. But
Mhm.
because he kind of put his foot in his mouth, like we called it.
Yeah.
We called it. Between him saying that and then Hunter saying, "Well, when you see this staff, you'll see our commitment to football, how much more it is."
Mhm.
I mean, okay, whatever you tell me. But
Yeah.
what are your thoughts? Are you blown away?
Yeah. No, but again, I don't know what names I would have been blown away by either.
Yeah,
So, uh,
exactly.
and I heard somebody, might have been Mike Irwin today on Matt Jones and Phil Elson's show, saying that maybe he didn't mean blown away by the names, but just blown away by the fit in his system and knowing what they can do with him, and then what they will accomplish. So, but the only way the fans were going to take that, he's trying to twist it
Yeah,
and make it,
he's trying to
make it,
spin it.
yeah,
Yeah,
make you feel
yeah,
good. But I'm like, the only there was only one way the fans were going to take that, and that was like, oh, Ed Orgeron's going to be our defensive line coach, and like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
we're going to go get Ohio State's defensive coordinator, not their offensive line analyst, or whatever.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
we're
yeah.
going to go get Matt Patricia or somebody. But yeah, so definitely not blown away, but I mean, like I said, I don't know. I mean, I guess those names would have blown me away, the ones I just mentioned, but yeah, so I wasn't expecting to go get, you know, the top people available. So, it is what it is. We'll see. We just have to wait and see, and hopefully he proves us wrong from all of our first initial reactions. So we will see. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm really excited about David Johnson, the running back coach. Um, I think he's put a lot of good running backs through the Florida State program, and
And he looks like the Arby's guy. The
he kind of
the
does.
we have the meats, that guy.
Yeah,
He's been in all the
yeah,
Mission
yeah,
Impossibles.
yeah, yeah.
That guy.
Now that you say that, oh, I see it. Yeah, I see it
Yeah.
now that you say that. But I mean, supposedly he's just an elite recruiter, so that's obviously. I think that's the most important thing. I think the previous staff kind of got bored with recruiting, obviously,
Mhm.
and but I mean, and I just kind of wonder, like, I always wonder, whenever you're plucking a guy like that from another Power Four school, which Florida State's obviously I mean, it's a better football job than Arkansas, obviously. You
Mhm.
just kind of wonder, like, what motivates him to make that move? Because Norvell didn't get fired. Was he asked to leave? Does he just need a fresh start? Is the SEC compared to the ACC? I mean, who knows? But I'm always intrigued by, like, why would you leave Florida State to come to Arkansas?
Well, I think he probably got out a year
Sees the
ahead.
writing on the
Yeah, I
wall.
mean,
Yeah.
I think Norvell, 5 weeks into the year next year may be asked to leave. So I think he's just trying to play it a year ahead of time.
Yeah. Um, but the rest of those guys came from Memphis, outside the Ohio State assistant offensive line coach who actually played for Silverfield when Silverfield was the offensive line coach with the Minnesota Vikings.
Mhm.
So they do go back. And then Ron Roberts was obviously unemployed, after Florida fired Billy Napier. So yeah, I mean, if I hadn't been told I was going to be blown away, I'd probably be a little more excited. But I mean,
Mhm.
I'm optimistic. I mean, there's nothing, really surprises me. The only thing I was kind of thinking no, I knew this wouldn't happen. But did you see James Franklin brought back, I forgot the guy's name, the guy that just got fired at Virginia Tech, the head coach that just got fired.
Yes.
He just hired him to be the defensive coordinator, I think.
Yes. Yes, wild.
That's kind of odd.
It
And then
is.
Mississippi State
Yes, they
brought back
hired.
Zach Arnett,
Yeah, yeah,
who got fired. I was
yeah.
like, is he gonna bring Sam on to be the offensive line
Yeah,
coach?
I saw an article that said we had a chance to do it, but,
Uh,
um,
I'm
yeah,
glad he
you
didn't.
can't
Ugh,
oh my gosh, yeah. Can't do it now,
no, no.
but
But what a weird dynamic that's happened twice. That's just,
mhm.
hmm, I don't know. It's interesting
Yeah,
to me.
that was very, very strange, especially from a head coach to stay and then be the and
Yeah,
he got fired before Pittman did this year.
yeah, yeah. He was the first one, the
Yeah,
very first one fired.
mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
Weird.
Um, I guess you saw who my boy Shane Beamer hired as his offensive coordinator.
No, I didn't.
The great Kendall Briles.
Really?
Kendall's lost his mind.
Yeah. Was
Joining,
Kendall still at TCU this year?
yeah, yeah.
Okay. TCU, South Carolina. Although, I mean, they're gonna be in the playoff next year, so
They are going to be in the playoff, according to Shane Beamer. They are.
yeah,
Um,
so
and that was, that's almost what got him fired was his offense. So he had to fire his offensive coordinator, and then he fired his whole staff after the season was over. And I mean, this hiring Kendall Briles is either going to make or break his job next year. So,
mhm.
um, I like Kendall Browse. I think he's a good offensive coordinator, so he may
Yeah.
be able to get Shane to like 7-5 next year. So I
All
don't know if
right.
that's I don't know if that's enough to keep his job, but
I figured he would have tried to have taken, a leap at one of these smaller
I
jobs.
did too.
Like
I did
at
too.
some point, I thought Kendall was gonna try to. You figure would try to make that leap
Mhm.
at one of these smaller schools, but
Yeah. That kinda
maybe the
shocked
opportunities
me.
just weren't there. So,
That's very much I thought maybe he would leave Arkansas to take a head coaching job
hmm
and for sure TCU's last couple years, so
well, he should have jumped after that 9-win season we had.
mhm.
That was very Traylon Burks reliant.
Yeah, yeah. Um, anyways, I'm sure we'll keep getting more news between now and Friday's show, um, with the staff. I'm assuming that'll all come together pretty quick when you got the portal opening here in a few weeks, and so they don't really have much time to waste. So we'll probably have some more news on the staff on Friday's pod. Um, Arkansas Hoop Hogs go to Little Rock and take down Fresno State a lot to a little bit. I believe it was 82-58. I believe. Um, Honestly, I didn't get to watch much of the game. I was traveling a little bit Saturday. I listened to Chuck and Z on the radio a little bit. Um, Sounded like the first half was pretty ugly. Came out a little bit flat, only up by 10 at halftime. And whatever Cal said at halftime worked. So
hmm
they came out hot the second half and um, got in a lot of good national publicity the last couple days. And
hmm
so specifically Darius Acuff. A lot of good national pub for Darius. Every time I get on Twitter, I follow like 15 college basketball national guys, and they're all just loving them some Darius Acuff right now. Did you get to watch
hmm
it Saturday? Were you
yeah.
in
So
Branson playing putt putt or?
yeah. No, we had it on at the cabin. I was doing some cooking and some grilling and stuff, but had the game on, so I was watching tidbits and just kind of keeping up with the score more so than like in depth watching the game. But yeah, saw some good alley oops and some dunks and some threes being hit. So it was looked like we were in control even with it being closer than it should have been at halftime. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was good. It was good.
Like I said, I didn't get to watch much, so I don't really have a ton to say about it. I do know that Billy Richmond got ejected with a flagrant two.
Yeah, that was a
I
that
still
was a
haven't
stupid
seen it,
play. We saw that.
but
Yeah, he he just elbowed a dude, and gave him like a bloody lip. It was just a stupid reactionary deal that right in front of the ref. So let's cut that out before conference play starts.
yeah, I mean that's gonna kill us. That's I love the dog this team has. I think it's kind of
hmm
what makes them different. I think they got some killer in them and some ready to street fight all the time. But that could be a bad thing too, and it's turned
Yeah,
out to be a bad thing.
yeah.
If you look at that with Billy, and then Billy got a technical against Louisville,
hmm
and it's a double technical. But then you go back to the thing with Nick Pringle and the Winthrop dude. Then you go
hmm
back to TB hitting the guy in the face at Michigan State.
Right.
Like there's just been a lot of like not good looks and stuff that just needs to get cleaned up. I mean, you want to play with a chip on your shoulder, obviously, and you want to have that dog in you, but you got to be able to control that crap, that unnecessary crap, or that'll come back and bite you in the most crucial moment if you don't.
hmm
So, um, it's just it's a fine line to walk with somebody like Billy because that's who you want him to be.
Right. Yeah.
So you don't want to like take it out of him, but you do have to restrain that. Like you're gonna lose us a game
Yeah,
if
sure.
you don't cut that crap out.
Mhm,
So, um, Texas Tech on Saturday, they got the whole week off until Saturday in Dallas. Man, I would assume this would be a huge game for TB and DJ and Billy and who else? Carter. Those
mhm.
guys that were here last year, Texas Tech obviously was who beat us in the Sweet 16 game. Um, I would be shocked if we didn't come out play really well against them just because of that. Because it's
Mhm.
a new year, new season, but being an athlete, this, and me being an athlete and a coach, like that stuff sits with you for a while,
Oh, yeah.
and you remember that stuff. So I would be shocked if we didn't come out and play really well.
No, for sure. And the fact that we didn't just lose, we blew a 20 what point lead in the second half?
Pushing 20,
Yeah,
yeah, maybe 16,
18.
pushing
I
20.
think maybe it was 18.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Texas
hopefully.
Tech is ranked number 16 in the AP poll. The Hogs jumped up to number 17. They were the biggest movers of the week from
Mhm,
25 to 17, up 8 spots. And so that's encouraging, them getting some love and respect. I think a lot of people obviously watched that Duke game, and then the Louisville game was on ESPN. And so I think there was probably a lot of eyes on that game also. Then Louisville went and spanked Indiana. And so we just got a lot of good publicity and well deserved love nationally. So moved up to 17 in the AP poll. Texas Tech is 16, so a top 20 matchup. Um, Obviously, we were 45 in the net rankings, and we have now moved up to 22 in the net rankings. Those of you that don't know what the net rankings are, that's a really important metric when they start trying to seed for the NCAA tournament. And it
mhm,
takes, I'm not even going to act like I'm an expert in it, but, it takes how many quad one wins you have against the first quad of the 300 teams or whatever, and then quad two, quad three, and it weights it all different percentages, and if you win by 10 or more, you get a little more love in the net rank in the computers. So it's a really important metric. And it's not the end all be all. I think Vanderbilt was number one or something at one point. So,
mhm.
but it's definitely an important metric.
Yeah.
But Texas Tech, they are, like I said, ranked number 16. They are 7-2 also. We're both 7-2. They really don't have any like really, really nice wins. They've taken care of business against all the small schools. They did beat Wake Forest 84-83. I'm not super familiar with what Wake Forest has this year, but they lost to Illinois 81-77. Illinois is really, really good. So a 4-point loss to Illinois and Big Z. And then Purdue spanked them 86-56. And so I don't think Texas Tech's as good as they were last year. They were a 3 seed in the tournament last year,
Mhm,
and they lost a little bit to the portal. But I mean they're still pretty dang good.
mhm.
So just because they're not a 3 seed and a top 10 team in the country doesn't mean they're not really good. Obviously,
Right.
JT Toppin is the biggest issue. Um, he's not Cam Boozer, but he's not far off.
Yeah.
He's averaging 21 a game, which is probably more. Honestly, it's probably more than Boozer, but he's an animal. We did really good on him last year. He's a
Mhm,
rebounding machine. He had 15 rebounds against LSU the other day, and so that just kind of worries you because the Louisville game was such a good matchup for us because they were guard heavy and we're a guard heavy team.
mhm,
And then when we played bigs, Michigan State and Duke, elite big men, that's what gives us trouble. So JT Toppin obviously worries me because he's a more of a power forward slash 6'9" kid,
mhm.
averaging 21 and 12. So
Yeah, I haven't kept up with Texas Tech at all. I didn't realize he was still there, so that's yeah, that's a
yeah,
problem.
that is a problem. But we need to win one of these next two big ones. We got Texas Tech and Houston,
Mhm.
and we need to at least split, at minimum split. Um,
Mhm.
and I think that would be a if you got out of those tough 5 non-conference games, Michigan State, Louisville, Duke, Texas Tech, and Houston, 2-3 is not ideal. That's a lot better than 1-4. So,
Absolutely.
anyways, um, but that's next on the slate for the Hoop Hogs. I would be letting all of our loyal listeners down if I didn't at least bring up the disaster that Mark Pope and Kentucky are.
Yeah, we were the biggest risers this week. They were the biggest droppers,
Yeah.
fallers. How are they? Yeah.
Um, and I don't know why, but somehow my TikTok algorithm is all Kentucky people now. Not all, but a lot. Like if
Yeah.
they're, those KSR radio guys
Mhm.
and but a lot of it's because our fans always comment on their stuff. So then their fans comment on our
Yeah.
Razorback people I follow stuff, so I see it. And if you click on one of them, that just populates on your
Yeah.
Twitter timeline
Mhm.
forever.
Yeah.
But yeah, Kentucky is in a absolute dumpster fire right now.
Dude.
And after losing to Gonzaga 94-59, I mean, just it was like 19-2 at one point.
Yeah.
I really hate it for them.
Gosh, don't you? So sad.
And all the tweets that are like, "Cal, I'm sorry."
Yes.
Like,
Yes, there was
like,
I saw one guy wrote like a long apology letter to Cal.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
great.
And the funny thing is like there are a bunch of them who are like, "Cal, I apologize. I was wrong. Let's make it right." But there's
Yeah.
a bunch of them who are like, "No, screw Cal. It's not, Pope is obviously the problem, but Cal needed to go," which is fine. But they're trying to argue, even if Cal needed to go, which he probably did,
Mhm.
they're trying to argue like who won the breakup. Did
Mhm.
Arkansas or Kentucky win the breakup? It's a no-brainer. And there's that one graphic going around that like they're both whatever they are, 36 and 19, or I don't know,
Mhm.
since last year. I don't remember what it is. But dude, he walked in there and curb stomped your ass last year in Rupp.
Mhm.
That is obviously bullet point number one.
Yeah.
Us and them went to the Sweet 16 last year.
Mhm.
And obviously this year, it's not even close right now. Not saying
Mhm.
Kentucky won't figure it out, but it's not even close,
Mhm.
obviously. So we definitely won this divorce. And
Yeah.
they can try to spin it however they want. But give me all the Cal, give them all the Pope,
Oh,
and
yeah.
we won the divorce.
Mhm.
So um and as we get into SEC play, we haven't really talked about it, but I thought it would not be a terrible idea to just update the listeners on kind of where the SEC stands right now. It's hard to tell because everybody's played different, non-conference strength of schedules. But
Mhm.
Vanderbilt is 9-0 right now. Then there's Georgia and LSU are both 8-1, and LSU's a fraud, like the
Right, yeah.
biggest fraud alert
Yeah.
siren ever. Because Texas Tech just beat them 30. They were 8-0. They haven't played
Mhm.
anybody. They finally
Yeah.
played one team who can function. Missouri's sitting at 8-2. They got beat pretty bad by Kansas the other day. Then you got Alabama, Arkansas, Auburn, and Tennessee. All four of those teams, every time you turn on ESPN, all four of those teams are playing other top 10 teams, top 15
Mhm.
teams.
Yeah.
And so all sitting at 7-2, 7-3. Texas at 7-3, Texas A&M at 7-3, OU at 6-3, South Carolina at 6-3, Florida at 5-3. Florida's going to be fine. They were like
Mhm.
us. They've played Duke and UConn. They got UConn coming up. And then you got Kentucky, Ole Miss, and Mississippi State bringing up the rear. All three with their own problems. Obviously, we just talked about Kentucky and the dumpster fire that is in Lexington. Ole Miss or Chris Beard. I mean, I'm telling you right now, Chris Beard is one of the best coaches in the country. He's obviously
Mhm.
got his baggage, um, but I'm not convinced for a second that Chris Beard won't somewhat get it figured out. Um, and then Mississippi State, our boy Chris Jans, almost the next head hog.
Yeah.
Almost. If Cal hadn't fallen in our lap, I'm afraid that Chris Jans is the guy.
Ooh.
They are the only team in the SEC with a losing record at 4-5,
Yeah.
with losses to San Francisco, SMU, New Mexico, K State, Nava State. So yeah, the Mississippi State Bulldogs, and I don't know where we play them, but even if we play them in Mississippi State, I feel like we've won maybe 3 times down there since I've been alive. I hate playing down there. The freaking what do they call that place? The Hump? No, not
Yeah.
the Hump. Is
Mhm.
it the Hump? Oh,
I
I
think
hate that
so.
place. We never, never went down there.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter who the coach is. If it's Nolan or Cal or Muss, it doesn't matter. Like
Mhm.
we could be like 20-6, and they're like 13-13 every year.
Mhm.
But there's gonna be 3,000 people there, and it's gonna be at 11 o'clock on Jefferson Pilot. It's just awful.
Yeah.
I hate it.
Yes.
So I hope we play them. I hope we play them at the Bud.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's kind of the Hoop Hog update. We'll know a little more once we get into Texas Tech and Houston, and then obviously conference play coming up soon. So, um, college football playoff bracket was released. Um, Next week we will release our official bracketology. Me and Andrew both filled out a bracket with how we think that'll play out. But initial reactions, a lot of controversy, obviously, with Notre Dame being in for 7 weeks, not losing, and then somehow being out. But anyways, thoughts on the whole Notre Dame, Alabama, Miami.
Yeah. Well, real quick, I was looking it up. We do play at Mississippi State at 11
Oh
a.m. February
no!
7th on
Are you
ESPN2.
serious? Every time,
Yes.
every time,
Um,
it's a loss. It's a
yes.
loss. Chalk
Yep.
it up.
Yeah.
We'll lose that game.
Um, uh, no, yeah. I think I'm like most people. It's like, what are we doing with the college football playoff? Like, why can't we live in a world where if it's 12 teams, why can't we literally just pick the 12
Rank them 1 through
best
12.
teams and just go 1 through 12? Indiana plays Notre Dame or whoever you have as the 12th team. Like just do it that, which would be an incredible first round matchup, by the way. Indiana
Yeah.
and Notre Dame in the first round at Indiana would be nuts. But yeah, I don't like what are we doing here? Like what's the point of having a college football playoff where Ole Miss plays Tulane and JMU
Who they
plays
already beat 45-10 this year.
exactly, and JMU goes to Oregon.
Yep.
You literally can't travel farther in this country. So like, what are I don't understand what we're doing. Like, I'm here. I don't know. My whole life I feel like we hammered for a playoff, and it was like it's such a beautiful way to crown a champion, but leave it to the NCAA to figure a way to screw it up and to make it stupid.
Yeah. I
So,
mean, if you put Notre Dame, let's not even, okay. Yeah. I think Notre Dame could potentially make a run and win that thing. I
oh
think they're,
yeah,
I mean, I think they're good enough to do that.
yeah,
Um, Now, the whole deal with them in Miami in the first game of the year, like, yeah, Miami beat them head to head. So, I mean, if you're a Miami fan, I mean, that has to matter.
hmm
But I don't think anybody can argue that Notre Dame's a better team right now. And it's probably not close.
hmm
I would think.
hmm
Um, But if you put Notre Dame and James Madison against each other on a neutral field,
Put him on James Madison's field. Who cares? Like
it's
put him anywhere.
I mean, it's 49-14.
Yeah.
I mean, just guessing,
This is
obviously.
what the whoever's in charge of writing these stupid things and giving out these participation trophies to these stupid schools. Um, now we are grateful for your coaches for us that needed coaches, um, but you know, is the college football playoff better with Tulane, whose coach is one pinky toe in at Tulane? Um, is the college football playoff better with Tulane and James Madison than it would be with Notre Dame and Vanderbilt? Like Vanderbilt may never win 10 games again and
They
they
won't.
can't get in the playoff. Like, come on.
If you would have told me that there'd be a 10-2 SEC team and both their losses were on the road to top 15 SEC teams would
Mhm.
not get in the playoff, I'd tell you it's a rigged system. It's
Mhm.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
And Vanderbilt wasn't even close. Like their name was never even
Right. They
in
didn't even get a
contention.
sniff.
Why is Miami a 2-loss team and Vanderbilt? Miami's 2 losses were to Louisville and SMU, who are both probably unranked. Vanderbilt's 2 losses were to Alabama and Texas.
It's
It doesn't
because
make any sense. It doesn't make any sense.
they didn't want to hear the words SEC bias and have 6 teams in while the ACC had what, none in it? Miami's the only
Yeah,
ACC team, right? Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah,
that's exactly why. It's so dumb. Just let us do the 12 best teams. Like, who
yeah,
cares?
yeah.
Be
I
better.
think it's going to be tweaked again. It was tweaked last year after Boise ended up getting a first round bye somehow. Um, why did Boise get a bye last year? How did that play out?
Were they
It
undefeated or
was,
only had one
it was, yeah,
loss?
but it was some rule though. Like they were like number 10 in the rankings,
Mhm.
but they got a bye because of some rule. Like
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was, but and
Yeah.
it's gonna be
I
this. So
forget.
so they took that out. Whatever that rule was, they fixed that,
Mhm.
and now they're gonna have to fix this. Whatever you know, whatever the taking the 5 highest ranked conference champions or whatever. Um, I just I honestly think this is probably a not hot opinion, but it needs to go to 16 teams.
Mhm.
Take out the group of 5 deal. Maybe if you lose one game as a group of 5 school, if you go 11-1, you can maybe be in the conversation. Like, but these teams that have lost 2 or 3 games in their conference getting in or whatever. I know JMU's only lost was to Louisville, but how fun would it be to have Vanderbilt at Indiana in the first round?
Oh, yeah.
One versus 16 seed,
Mhm.
or BYU at Ohio State.
Yeah.
Like, but no, we have JMU at Oregon and Tulane at Ole Miss. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
This is not hard. This is not hard. I feel
It's
like
not.
this is so
It's
simple.
so simple. It's just the stupid PC world that we live in where they have to include everybody and everybody has to feel good because we let in James Madison to lose by 30 in the first round. Like, I don't understand. And then now you got all these schools not playing the bowl games. So the bowl games are going
Yeah.
to die in the next 5 years or 10 years,
Yep.
and just killing the tradition. Which I mean, the tradition's been getting killed for the last 5, 10 years anyway. But yeah, just
Dude, there's a bunch of 5 and 7 teams that are
hmm
going bowling, and they're about to have to start dip. There's still like 1 or 2 trying to fill. They can't find anybody.
hmm
Like they're gonna have to go to like 4 and 8 teams. Like
Hey,
it's
we'll take some bowl practice.
right.
Let a 2 and 10 team in.
2 and 10 teams. Silverfield be all about it if you get some bowl practices
I
in.
did love. I don't know if you saw Clark Lee's response. Somebody asked him because they are going to whatever bowl they're playing in, and they asked him, they're like, "Why didn't you, you know, like some of these other schools turned down the opportunity after getting snubbed in the playoffs. Why did you decide to play in a bowl game? He's like, we like playing football here, or
Great
something like that. It was
answer.
like we like playing football games
Yeah,
at Vanderbilt. So I was like,
great
what a
answer.
great response. Like, you know,
Yeah,
and I also saw it too. It was something about they posted like one of the Notre Dame guys that doesn't have like he'll be going pro in something other than sports, but it was like imagine playing your last game last week and just finding out that you're never playing football again. Like thinking that even if we don't get in the playoff, I got a
yeah,
bowl game to go, one last
yeah,
time with my guys to go
yeah,
out there and play for the school I love with the guys that I love playing with. And
yeah,
like, could you imagine that you thought you had one more game and then you find out in retrospect that you're done?
yeah.
That'd be
I
a
just feel,
terrible thing.
man, I just feel like I get it. Like Jeremiah Love and those guys, they're going to opt out, obviously, of a bowl game.
Mhm.
Um, but And supposedly Marcus Freeman talked to all the captains, and the captains are like, "Yeah, let's just not play," and blah 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 blah. Dude, there is a bunch of people on that roster who would do anything to go out and put that freaking gold helmet on and
Yeah,
represent their school and go play
exactly.
one more football game.
Yeah.
And you get that whole month of bowl practices for your red
Mhm.
shirts and your freshmen. And I mean,
Yeah.
I'm really surprised that, like Clark Lee said, man, let's go play football.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we're here to do.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it kinda caught me off guard also that so many teams have opted out, and I can somewhat maybe s I can I see it more for the people like Iowa State who just lost their coach yesterday,
Mhm.
or, maybe some schools who are going through some coaching changes, Auburn or, they opted out. But, yeah, the Notre Dame one, that doesn't make any sense to me. And I love
Mhm.
Marcus Freeman, dude. He's one of my favorites. And
Oh, yeah.
I understand they're devastated, like, that they feel like they got screwed. I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't blame them, but yeah, man, I don't like the opt out. I wish they were playing
Mhm.
football. Um, conference championship games, obviously Georgia, dude, Georgia looks good right now.
Somebody on the pod picked them to win the national championship
That's
preseason,
right.
so
That's right. Them and Ohio State in the semifinals is gonna be,
Mhm.
mm,
Yeah.
boy, that's gonna be awesome. Uh, but yeah, they spanked Alabama, and I don't think I've I thought this was a common take, but I've seen a lot of people not like this, but I don't think you can punish Alabama for playing in the championship game.
No.
Like, hey, you had a great year, you made the SEC championship. Oh, you lost, that's your third loss, you're out of the playoff. Like, I don't think you
Mhm.
can do that. You
Right, yeah.
can't punish them for making their conference championship game. Like,
Yeah.
so
I think
I
what
don't know.
I think the thing that people have a big stink about is that they still got in with 3 losses when BYU didn't get in, made their felt like BYU got punished for losing their championship game.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
were there only 2 losses to Texas Tech both times?
both of
Yeah.
them. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
it kind of it's kind of like you
Contradictory. Yeah, that's the committee. I mean, being
yeah,
stupid.
you chose the name over you
Yeah,
so I think that's
yeah,
the what people had a big stink about was Bama getting in, but BYU getting left out and dropping a spot.
yeah,
So,
yeah. No, that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, make it 16 teams. Start games this weekend, this Saturday.
mhm,
No buys. You have Indiana, BYU round one or whatever, and let's play.
mhm,
I mean, that'd be a lot of fun. All first round games are on home fields, so you're at Indiana, you're at Ohio State. I mean, you're at all
mhm,
these places.
yeah.
Um,
I
but
love the home field thing. I think
I do
that's
too.
so cool, like
And it's gonna
playoff
be
games
such a
being on
dud. It's gonna be
campus.
such a dud. It's a
Yeah,
dud because you got Alabama going to Oklahoma. Well, Alabama went there last year and they already played this year. So like, yeah, it's nice to have the home field advantage, but it kind of takes away like seeing somebody different for the first round of the
Right,
playoffs that
yeah.
you'll never see again in your life.
Right.
You got JMU going to Oregon. You got Ole Miss going to, or Tulane going to Ole Miss. No, they already saw them this
It's already
year.
happened this year. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
give me some parity on this
Yeah.
stuff, like, let's not match up the teams that already played each other, like
Yeah. And the only good one is Miami going to A&M.
mhm, that'll
But
be cool.
it's an 11 o'clock game. Dude,
Stop
make that a night
with that.
game. Why are you
Yes.
dude, that is the best atmosphere in all of college football. Why is that not a 7 p.m. game at
Mhm.
Kyle Field, dude? Dude, that would be
Yeah, they're gonna have to go
insane.
listen to the guys in the overalls at midnight and then wake right up. You might as well just stay at the stadium, like, "Fight
Right.
text Aggie. I haven't heard of them. Their
Beat the
God can't
Hurricanes.
go, yeah, beat the Hurricanes. What even is it? Why is their mascot a bird? Fight text Aggie." Uh-huh. That it's the dumbest. Those are the worst videos in the world.
Uh,
But give it to
yeah,
them. They do get loud in their
they do.
cult.
But dude, that there's no reason that's not a night game.
Yeah,
That's
for sure,
pathetic.
for
That's
sure.
embarrassing.
Who's running
So
this
anyways,
show?
dude, it's so bad. So bad. And it's gonna be a couple blowouts, you know. I mean,
Mhm.
Tulane and JMU will get smoked and I don't know. But and then Indiana, your boy Signetti. Just never doubt him, man. Never doubt him.
Yeah.
Uh what a G. What a G. And
Yeah.
so beating Ohio State, obviously. That game with Texas Tech, if that's what it comes to, that'll be an electric game.
Mhm.
Uh, but if they're able to get that far. So, anyways, yeah, playoff would be fun, even though they may have botched it. It's gonna be fun football to watch, and I'm excited. I'm glad it's 12 teams and not two or whatever, because
Yeah.
it's more football I get to watch, even if they
Mhm.
screwed it up. So,
Yeah.
um, one last shout out before we get off of here. I'm gonna give a shout out to our boy Jordan Walsh. I don't know if you've
Yes.
been keeping up with Jordan Walsh, but he had a career high 22 the other night for the Celtics. Um, I love it for Jordan because you know he was kind of that third guy behind Anthony Black and Nick Smith Jr. and still ended up going pro. I think he got right at the was he at the end of the first round, maybe
I think it
beginning of the
was
second
early
round,
second. I think it was
early
early
second
second.
round,
Yeah.
and could have came back. I wish he would have, and maybe
Yeah,
could
I did
have
too.
been a
I did too.
top 10 pick. But
Mhm.
you know he's waited his turn with Boston, and they've kept him around, man. And he
Yeah.
has rode that bench for 2 years straight.
Mhm.
Didn't play at all his rookie year, even though he made the roster. I remember seeing him in the finals. You know, he's on the bench in the finals.
Mhm.
And last year he was on the bench, didn't hardly play. And good for Jordan, man. He's waited his turn. They made some trades. They're still winning. The Celtics are still good, and Jordan is a big contributor. So uh, happy for Jordan. You know, it's always easy to be a, a lottery pick and go start game one and be a dude, but I always love the dudes that you know have to wait their turn and it doesn't come easy to them and
Mhm.
still get to reap the benefits of all their work. So uh, bravo to you, Jordan Walsh.
Yeah.
Um, all right. You got anything else we want to need to cover on the pod? Like I said, next week we will fill out a bracket for the college football playoffs. So we'll work on that for next week. Friday we'll give a little deeper dive into the Texas Tech and Arkansas game. Um, and I think that might wrap us up.
Yeah.
So appreciate all the love, all the follows, all the subscriptions, all the likes. Um, just keep getting a little bigger and bigger. Oh, you don't have Spotify, do you?
Uh, I don't. I don't know.
So Spotify did a year in review deal for
Mhm.
every account. So like I have
Mhm.
my own individual Spotify. You know, it shows like it's like this 3-minute video. It's crazy. It's interactive. Like, here's the song you listen to the most, your top 5 songs. Here's how many times you listen to it. Like, here was your top podcast. Here's
Mhm.
your top 5 podcasts that you listen to. Um, the Never Yield podcast was not on in my top 5 because when I do watch it, I watch it on YouTube.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but but I would like to report that we have been listened to in 6 countries.
6 countries.
6 countries.
Alright,
Yeah. How about that?
alright.
The number 1 country, obviously the US, the number 2 country, Canada. The number 3 country we've been listened to the most in is Germany.
Big in Germany, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We
Sheboygan,
pay
very
f
big in Sheboygan.
get a little wiener schnitzel
A
and the
little
Never
Wiener
Yield
Schnitzel?
pod.
Yeah,
So, dude, when I saw that, I just started laughing. I was like, "Let's freaking go."
alright.
Um, yeah, that was awesome. And then, it showed us that we have more minutes. Not saying that we're a big pod. Obviously, we're a little local, mom and pop pod over here in Arkansas. But um, we had our pod minute per minute is listened to in the 81st percentile of all the podcasts on Spotify. And
Alright.
there's thousands, tens of thousands of
Yeah,
podcasts, maybe
sure.
100,000.
Yeah.
And the fact that we were in the 80th percentile, we've been doing this for like 5 months,
Hey,
and
I'll take a
we
B
have no,
minus.
that's right. We have no, we're not paying to pump our ads out. We're not paying for
Yeah,
marketing. Um, Really, I got really busy with my new job, so I haven't been doing the shorts and stuff like I'll be picking it up here after Christmas. And so, man, just awesome. We were in 28 listeners, top 5 podcasts, and I think like 14 listeners. We were the number 1 podcast for 14 listeners on Spotify.
alright. Thanks, mom and
So,
dad.
anyways, yeah, very appreciative. Thanks for all the love, all the
Yeah.
support.
No, for real.
We'll keep trying to do better. We'll keep trying to get better. Um, like this is just a side gig for both of us, so we don't put any money into this at all. This is all just shooting from the hip, and just thank you everybody for listening.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, anyways, if you ain't got nothing else, man, send us home.
Alright. Go earn it, build it the right way, be all in, never yield with Silverfield. Let's go.
That's right. Germany now, China, you're next.
Alright, we'll learn how to call the
Pe-
hogs in German.
That's right. Peace out.